a moment. I have been pondering and brooding, deliberating and deducting, and I have come to now. Our foe is the void, of course, the usurper of time and space. But more dangerous even than the great. I think he still lives. The one that set it all in motion. The one you met here in the House of the Guardians. Yes, him. It. The one who does not look quite like he used to. The one that whispered deceit and desire into Astarte's ears. He is friend to... As a writer, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, but even then, please don't be fooled. What we see here, in what was once your house, is most certainly real. Oh, he dwells somewhere. He must. It is a creature of blood and bloodlust, of lies and stratagems. Oh.
What, as much as it wants? We won't...
We shouldn't get overconfident, though. There's more to that thing than...
Ah, how good of you to drop. She told me you had grown, you know. That simpleton of a girl. She felt the need to inform me of the fact. With that, I could have plucked out those dewy eyes of hers and thrown them into a frying pan. But enough of this small talk. Yes, I have been watching you, and my amusement has turned into aggravation. When you do, I'll be there, drawing circles.
We must be getting on his nerves. Excellent.
I'll never look at a fried egg in the same way ever again, though.
Both are. How jolly! I always do prefer an audience when... My friends, I see you found another starstone. Jolly good of you. But I haven't been exactly... If Astarte is the goddess of the source, and the void was contained in her very garden, might it stand to reason that it was in fact the void, but the tapestry has been rewoven. Time has been restored.
With the Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the lid of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trife was cast out of the first creation. He fell to Rivellon, a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
Wonders stashed inside.
We may have been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the void once more. To think!
Well, aren't you going to leap through?
There's a seafaring atmosphere about this place.
And seafaring leads to the exotic, to trade.
Guardians. Oh, Guardians, I need you. Heed my plea in these void-filled hours. The dragon is overpowering me. You have to reach me. Star stones will pave the way. Find them. You...
Running out. Only Starstone can stay the maelstrom now.
Alas, that damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Welcome, welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung fairy worlds and local slums the same. Take your time, or don't. Time is meaningless after all. It was Master Six-Sex himself who passed one long, or possibly very short summer by teaching me good day, good customer.
to it at last. All of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the canvas is clear. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be... Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the Void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
3 out of 4 have already been reinstated, and now the last of the elemental shall reach.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
And look what happened. They killed themselves in the most thorough manner possible, only to bring more grief through Starstone.
It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say.
Good God! What an infernal heat.
Feels like we've landed inside.
I ask of you, what are you doing? What good can come of your misguided actions? I have tried to warn you. I have tried to be your friend by pointing toward the one great truth. That is, why is it so difficult for you to accept that which is inevitable? Sit ye down, rest, be weary no longer. Acquiesce in the embrace. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time.
Be our friend. That worked.
You! What radiance bird? Why, I am we were in, but the radiant, what do I know? Ha! Fire magic is me, and I am it. A far better question is what would you like to know? Take care, my friend.
You know what I write? Jokes.
Do you have a moment, my friends, to indulge an old imp? I want you to know that I have been giving your history a lot of thought. For any historian worth his salt, it is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly And that the harshest punishment of all, for tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod, if they be void of all doubt? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. Nay, I say, it so chipper up, eh? Not like the near impending end of all.
Every year, I said.
At least Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures.
See my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
Bless his heart, for he is right. Doubt is not a blight, but a blessing.
I couldn't agree.
Wonder awaits you.
A chapel, and a truly beautiful one at that.
O Guardians, in whose hands rests the fate of all, I know he, the usurper, the instigator. Do not listen to him. Do not listen. For every sound, first he seems to mock you. Then he seems to menace you. Then he seems to mesmerize you. His desire has been long in the making. The freedom among the void that is his unfathomable dream. But I have stopped him once. You have pieced yourselves back together, Guardians. You are greater now, perhaps, than you ever were. The maw of the void is... Rise up, Guardians! Stand up!
Our enemies fear us.
And well they should. Well hidden.
This tomb...
By the sins of the seven, can it be? You, Guardian, and General before that. Has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the General who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued. 3 of us faced our foe that day. Only 2 lived to tell the tale. You stared the Void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more. Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate. Thus I...
Then let me beg your forgiveness for our breakdown.
Indeed.
There is nothing to be sorry about, Guardian. You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of General to become something greater, something immortal. Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed. To hear Astarte whisper, to falter ever so...
Our darkest...
It was a moment.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It would be an injustice to do so. You undertook a task, after all, that the Seven themselves... And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt. But you are here. Your moment is nigh. The moment of final failure or final triumph. I know what shall be. Your time has come.
Past. Another in a long line of the Void's wretched victims.
Come what...
Why? You're home. How long it's been? Centuries? Eons? Since you've come to me in search of salvation. But I have not changed nearly so thoroughly as you have. Potions of great and incomparable strength, dear.
on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
Do you really think he'd let me in on it in advance if he'd been planning an affair?
Once more, a great guardian, divine. You are whole once more, restored to your former glory and power. Ready are you.
Ready to advance, ready to defend. The trial of ascension is behind us. Do you feel quite ascended? An interesting...
Zandalor. Is he dead?
Guardians, the last of the portals at the end of time has reignited. You must have found the final... Zandalor! But what is... Leandra. She was here, wasn't she? Stand back, Guardians. Zandalor is unconscious, but a pulse of life beats within him still.
What did... Leandra...
She's here somewhere.
As ever, Zandalor. Are you all right?
I'm better than I've any right to be, thanks to you. She was just here, Ikara. She must have brought her Death Knights through the portal and then destroyed it behind her. I thought I could defend it, but she...
She isn't herself. She's become something I can hardly comprehend. She needs our help, Zandalor, and the Guardians need every moment they can get if they're to find her.
The Guardians? My heavens. Can it be? Then the myths are true. But my amulet, the Starstone, that must mean the protectors of the Godbox are real. How can it be that you've raised yourselves from lost spirits to saviors? Here you are, standing before your ancestral home once more, while I've only managed to get myself knocked on the flat of my back again. Anything I can do to help you, Guardians, you must ask of me. If I can provide even a modicum of assistance to you, my purpose... Leandra attacked me. Once she'd located the rune of the forest spirit, she and her Death Knight stormed this place with little ceremony. The portal behind me led to the First Garden, that realm of the gods where you once dwelled, and that I have been sworn to protect. Now that she's leapt through, my gravest fears are one step closer to reality. I believe that Leandra intends to use her army to wage war against Astarte and free the Void, and that she is well on her way to doing just that. But here you are, the Guardians. A fantasy turned to fact, and so I hope salvation. Remarkable. How utterly remarkable. You must be here to finish what you began so many millennia ago. You must be here to cage the Void once and for all. I am the last of my kind. A keeper of the Source. Keeper. Some of the earliest devotees of Source created certain sacred documents, one of which fell into Leandra's hands. That could preserve the memory of that power, come what may. To most, the tales were little more than myth. But to a knowing eye, they contained the most important details of our past. As the keeper of the Source, it was my responsibility to protect these secrets, including the secret of this portal. But Leandra has stayed one step ahead of me at every turn. Who else but the Guardians of the Godbox could defeat the Void Dragon? Who but its first defeaters could encase it once and for all? The souls that reside within you are more noble, more dear than any who have or ever will live. Only those souls have ever subdued the dragon. Only they will subdue it once more. As I understand it, the first garden was the goddess Astarte's home, the birthplace of Source itself. If the legends are true, and it appears they are, you yourselves dwelled there for centuries. It is my belief that Leandra is preparing to call Astarte and the Void Dragon forth, then shut Astarte within the box. If that should happen, the Void will fly free and consume all. Now that you have remembered your true natures, the path to the First Garden will be clear. You will turn to your primordial home, and together we can face what is to come. You yourselves must enter the First Garden. You must face Leandra, and if we are too late, the Void Dragon. You have slain it once before, Guardians. You will succeed again.
Leandra has destroyed this portal, but your work restoring your threads to the tapestry of time has sparked the Homestead's last shrine, a portal that could only have been remembered by the Guardians themselves.
The tapestry of time.
It's a long story, Zandalor, You'll see soon enough. We will accompany you, Guardian, but know that I cannot give up on Leandra just yet. I cannot believe my own sister incapable of redemption.
As you wish, Guardians. When you are ready, we will enter the first garden together. With you returned to us at last, I dare hope we may end this madness yet.
Yet again, Leandra disabled Xandalore, but did not kill him. Perhaps there's hope she may be redeemed.
A seed of humanity still lives within her.
And that's...
This portal is broken beyond all repair. This portal is broken beyond all repair.
Dear guardians, dear saviors, dear friends, your labors have borne essential fruit. Leandra and the Trife are so very close to bringing the dragon back to bear upon Rivellon. This way, the destiny of time itself awaits.
Listen. About Leandra.
No, Xandalore.
But before we go through, before we see her again, I want you to...
Enough. The Guardians need us. There's no time for this.
Beyond this portal awaits the vileness of the void. I have gone as far as I can, but you, my friend, you'll have to be braver still. Beyond this portal... Beyond this portal awaits the vileness of the void. I have gone as far as I can, but you, my friend, you'll have to be braver still.
portal, never again may you, divine ones, return to our realm. Your future lies...
What lies beyond is a world unseen for an eon by human eyes. Where you once dwelled as immortals. Where Astarte and Source itself were... Leandra has infiltrated. She is poised to summon the Void. To overwhelm Astarte with her army of Death Knights. The side of light. Of creation. Of existence itself as something she'll never have. Ikara and I will not leave your side. We will go where you lead us.
Your fate awaits, dear guardians. And with it, the fate of all Rivellon.
Beyond here lies the true end of time, and it is our fate to stop it. Yet Zigzag's question rings heavy in my ears. Are we ready?
We wouldn't have made it this far if we weren't. Onward!
May the Void...
My friends, before you leap into eternity, know this. I have seen planets born and races die, empires rise and spirits fall. But this, time rewoven, heroes and remember Zix.
This cannot be the first garden.
Something must have
Why don't you stop fighting? Guardians, you're cowards. Fear is your only god.
What's this I spy with my big little eye? It skitters like vermin, confused and afraid. Answer me! What do I spy? Pathetic! You know the answer. What's this I spy? What's this I spy with my big little... Yes! You can't but own up... You can't even save yourselves, can you? Tell me true. You have heard the tale of the two deserters, but do you know in your hearts to be its true protagonists? Yes! So you are! So you are! And deserted you are too! But clean the smudge of your existence. Will you know peace?
You failed before. You will fail again.
That was rather unpleasant.
I wonder what's next.
Leandra, where are you?
This place feels
Please,
eerily
sister.
familiar.
Please come back. I'm sorry. To the end of our beginnings. Is that you? Leandra, I don't recognize you.
Sword in my hands. I shuddered. Which of their failures would I be forced to weave next? The void is coming.
Have you seen my sister? Have you seen Leandra? She's run off. Oh, it's all my fault, Leandra!
Welcome be, we answer to this cult. You have come far. Dog time, I imagine. By the king crown, is it not? Your own horse. This is your gunpowder, dangling from the last thread of time. Why, oh you fool of fools, so close are we to the end, and still there is no longer such a thing as why, no when, no where. All that is left are the last few strikes of the Guardian.
I recognize that barking. Spells trouble.
All he's done so far is talk, but I'll be on my guard.
Are you sure you weren't followed? Are you sure you weren't seen?
Hush, darling, hush. Ikara doesn't know. The night is ours.
Then kiss me, Leandra. Too long have I been dreamed.
Have you seen my sister?
To nothing.
Have you seen Leandra? She's run off. Oh, it's all my fault, Leandra! Have you seen Leandra? She's run off. Oh, it's all my fault, Leandra!
Careful there, hunters. Are you sure you want to descend even deeper?
I cannot endure this fiery agony.
I feel like I just had a long bath in a cold lake. I feel better already. You have to love what they've done with the place.
One cause the more, one life the less. It hardly seems to matter anymore. Into the fray once more!
Thirsty, are we? Blood makes...
Each time their threads appeared in my hands,
Your drink, Hunter.
which of their feelings would I be forced to weep for next?
Claws.
I believe it. This mess, the end of time, all our work. Nothing.
As good as new pin.
I feel better already.
From nothing,
What do you want?
disaster.
Looking for something to remember, am I? Ah, soon there will be nothing to remember.
My sister.
You only see things past.
Please, this has gone
You
on long
only see
enough.
things pointless.
My flesh melts before my eyes.